paradigm shift, a fundamental change in approach or underlying assumption. Whites calling blacks violent is a complete shift in reality. Let's be clear. That's a complete shift in reality. Understand the violence, the cruelty it took for slavery. Understand the cruelty it took to colonize Africa. Understand the cruelty white people had to inflict upon black people to maintain slavery for hundreds of years. Understand the cruelty white people inflicted on black people outside of the plantation to make a lot of black people fear leaving the cruelty of the plantation for fear that they will get worse from the white people outside of that plantation. Let's be clear about the level of violence white people had to maintain in order to keep Jim Crow. Church bombings, Emmett Till, the murdering of a child. White people passed around postcards of lynchings. They have not changed at all. They are buying signed Skittles from George Zimmerman. Georgia, the Republicans have passed close to 60 to 70 laws to restrict voting for black people. Washington, D.C. still does not have a representative in the Senate. "400 years after the founding of America, when Dakota and South Dakota both have a less population, understand that they are the most violentest people you're going to ever come across. And don't nobody want to say it. But history shows it. Current actions that they do today show it. You are mass shootings, school shootings, whites, serial killers, thousands of militia groups, be clear about this. They are at a level of violence that are unmatched by any other race of people. This is one thing about Europeans, because they have always had a warring culture. Anybody look at Europe, they have always had a warring culture. And please, black people, don't tell me we enslaved each other, because that is a lie. Pure lie. You cannot find, no archaeologist is finding any shackles. You is not finding prisons. You only find prisons in Rome and in Europe and in Greek history. And in the Dark Ages, in the dungeons and cages, archaeologists are not in Africa finding prisons. They're not in Africa finding places where they would massively enchain people before dealing with the Europeans. Not just what the Europeans done to the blacks. Understand what the Europeans did to the Native Americans. Understand what they did to the Koreans. Understand what they did to the Chinese on the railroads. Understand that it wiped the whole nation of people, the Tasmanian people, out of complete existence. Stole history. Listen, stop allowing these white people to lead you. You cannot accept spirituality from them. You cannot accept them educating your children. You cannot allow them to provide you your news. You cannot trust them with anything. They are masters of deception.